Oh, it's a beautiful day. It really is. Yeah, the temperature's kind of up. Snow's melting away. Slightly, ever so slightly. Not too much just yet. Not too much. But it is starting to melt away. And heck, that's pretty good. We're gonna take that. That's absolutely. Welcome to our river moment. We're down here with this beautiful view behind us, coffee in hand. A quick visual descriptor. I have long brown hair, glasses, black coat and hood, blue overcoat, cup of coffee in hand. Behind me, we have the river, this beautiful snow. We're here up in Gazebo in a public park area. I hope you have your coffee, your tea, whatever it may be. I hope that you are good in plastic. Mm. It's Tuesday. First off, a reminder you deserve a cuppa. You do. You deserve one. A cup of joy, a cup of justice. Now, with coffee in hand, with river behind us, with a brand new day, we're here to enjoy something in particular. Oh, morning over on Twitch. So glad to see you. And that's talking about putting in the time. Now, depending on all sorts of different things, your own circumstances, what your goals are, what you're doing with your great journey of life and your goals, your passions. There is, of course, a question of are you putting in the time? Now, for some of us, we're already putting in tons of time, perhaps. And for others, we have to try to make time. Now, this this poses difficulties. Putting in the time, making the time, finding the time, all these different adages, phrases that we use. But truly, the question is, are you putting in the time? And we talked before about things like scheduling, making a point to practice your art, taking time to pursue it, but beyond just scheduling, you need to put in the time. So this is a so simple concept, but it's also sometimes so difficult depending on our lives. You know, if you have a passion, a craft, an art, and you want to pursue it, and you're scheduling it, and you're getting ready for making it a more permanent aspect of your time. Morning over there. Oh, just a second. So we have people joining us from Twitter, uh, Twitch, YouTube, LinkedIn. Hi, everybody. Coming at you all from Restream, an amazing platform that allows multi-streaming. I highly recommend it for everyone. Now, putting in the time for our goals, for our art, for our craft is incredibly important. But how you make that time is equally as important. I've heard it said that, we make time for the things that we care about. And though for the most part, this is kind of true, we also come up with lots of reasons why we can't put in the time. The most common one, I believe, at least for me, is, but I'm so busy. I'm already working on so many things. Oh, I have this to do and that to do. We're I have all this work already here. And making excuses for why we're not putting in the time. It's a harsh way to say it, but that's what it is. It's making excuses why we don't have the time. As I've mentioned in previous conversations, previous times we've spent together, scheduling even a 10 or 15-minute block of time, or just putting it on the schedule that at this time you're going to do this act. You're going to work on your art, your painting, writing, or whatever it is you do. That's a great starting point. But you also have to be consistent about putting in that time, and you have to make it a continuous priority. If it's something you really want to do, and if it's something that you really want to pursue, you have to put in the time. And no matter how you're making that time, it's best to make sure you're not coming up with reasons that you can't put in time. So I've thrown out a couple of kind of negative statements here, but it's so common, and it's so easy for us to find reasons not to do it. So falling back, hi over there on Twitch, falling back to talk again just for a moment about putting in the time. When we schedule our blocks of time, at first it's entirely reasonable when you're creating a schedule for your art, for your craft, to have very few days where you're committing to just that thing. Understandably, it's new, or maybe it's not something that you've taken the time to schedule before. So when you first go ahead and start scheduling, say, your painting or your writing time, if you're scheduling once a week or once every other week, that's okay. You're still putting in the time. But of course, we have to increase this amount over time. You're going to get so much better. You're going to improve so much more. And your confidence and your skills, they're going to improve with increasingly putting in the time. I know people who will do something like, per se, play an instrument, who practice almost every day. They're putting in the time almost every day. And that's an amazing thing. They're honing their skills. They're putting in their time. They're making a priority out of their art. And that's really what it comes down to when I say putting in the time, is making a priority of your craft. Now, I realize that there's lots of different types of people that I'm connected with over all these different types of platforms. There's video creators, there's painters, there's writers, there's artists, there's live streamers, there's musicians, and all of you have something in common. You have an art, and it's your art. And I know that the ones that stand out the most, to me personally, are the ones who seem to be making it a recurring, almost every week. They're there and they're showing you, this is what I'm doing, and they show up. And that's a part also of putting in your time, showing up. The actor Tim Curry, in an interview, was once asked, how he got to his place uh, of fame, and how he managed to get so many different movies in his early career when he was an unknown. And his advice was to show up. You don't have to be the best. You don't have to be the most skillful there. You just have to show up. Be there, work, put in the time. And if people around you need help, offer. And in offering to help other people in your craft or that are connected to your craft somehow with their work, helps you learn and grow. And that was his advice. Show up. In that same interview, he also said he wasn't the best actor or a thespian or a number of different things, but he became a great actor by showing up every day, by putting in the time, by doing the work. And it's a beautiful sentiment that we all can carry to our own craft. So once you set your schedule, or once you begin scheduling times for your art, put in the time. I feel like I've said that so many times now, but so important for each and every one of us in our own way. Our skills will grow, our confidence will grow, our capabilities, our abilities, all the little cogs that turn, activate this machinery of creativity, this internal clockwork. Oh, but not to get too far off. I'll reemphasize again, start making a schedule, start scheduling the things that you want to do with your art. Start penciling it into the calendar. Start putting a reminder on your phone. If you use a weekly planner, write it in. If you use any one of the scheduling apps that exist, put that time in. Schedule that time in, write it in, lock it out, and then put in the time. And over a period, increase your scheduled time. It doesn't have to be every day, but each one of those scheduled blocks, and every increase in that schedule, is going to improve you as an artist, as a creator, as a creative. It's going to make your craft better. You're going to feel better. And if anything, you'll find there's less and less reasons to say you don't have the time. It'll be right there in your calendar. All right. Listen, I hope you're all doing wonderful today. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you have a cup of coffee, tea, whatever it may be. Get yourself an extra cup of, because you most certainly deserve it. Hot or cold, juice, water, coffee, whatever it is that gets you up to go. Whatever makes you happy. Sun appears to be rising. Oh, doesn't really show up on the camera. That's perfectly fine. The sun is starting to rise in the trees behind me on the other side of the river. The day is looking quite beautiful. I'm going to wish you all the absolute best. Make sure, take care. It's really good coffee. Before I get out of here today, and let you all enjoy your all the things that may come. just talk to you for a moment about the re-release of my novel, Without the Light, Volume 1, Penance and Toil. It's a fantasy novel, and it does have darker themes, and it does have mature content that might not be suitable for all readers, but it's part of a series, and it's also part of a number of connected books that I'm going to be releasing over the years. Some are already out, some are going to be re-released soon, and some, of course, you might have to wait a couple years for. But that's one of the fun things about books. That's one of those things that you can dive into, you can always come back to, and uh, I can't speak highly enough about making sure you're taking some time to read. Now, one of my books is available as an audiobook, and I'm going to be trying to make sure that all of them are available as audiobooks. Because I realize some of us don't have, some of us might not want to pick up a book, but will listen to one. So those will be on their way. However, I highly recommend that you pick up a copy of Without the Light, Volume 1, Penance and Toil. I'm going to be sharing a link. You'll see one somewhere nearby. And if dark fantasy and if epic fantasy and things with more mature material aren't exactly something you like, maybe you know someone who likes to read those things, enjoys reading about fantasy, and consider sharing the link, sharing the book with other people. And if you get a copy, please leave a review. I would appreciate it so much. The reviews make all the difference, and they most certainly help more people be able to find books that they want to read or that they might enjoy reading. However, I must digress. Get yourself a cuppa. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. That's some good coffee. I want you to take care and be excellent. But I am out of here for the day, so I will see you all again real soon. Take care, and just find joy within your day, however that looks for you. Bye, everybody.